The power of togetherness and creating meaningful change has never been more important than it is in today's world. Structured and sustainable giving allows a society to create a better tomorrow. It is for this reason that Citadel joined forces with two global giants in support of the Citadel Philanthropy Foundation.
It's all to raise funds eventually for the two foundations, for the Gary and Vivian Player Foundation and then the Marie Keating Foundation, which is Ronan's mom. Raising funds for the Blair Athol pre-primary school on the one side and then also the Red Cross Children's Hospital on the other side.
For the 6th year running, golfing legend Mr. Gary Player and music icon Ronan Keating played a significant role in Citadel's premier event.
Just like that. Hello. I've spent 30 years trying to hit the ball straight, Gary, and I still can't do that.
To play with all these people today, and that's what I love about my life. That's my legacy, not that I won the most tournaments in the world, is the fact that I'm changing the lives of millions of people around the world.
For me, this has been my favourite event so far. The unity, everyone coming together for the event. Getting to spend time with Gary, Mr. Player, always is such an honour for me and a pleasure. But most importantly, the two charities that we're raising money for, well, it's the future right there, and it's very special.
Using sport as a tool to have fun, first of all, enjoy the beautiful nature of South Africa and then do good eventually.
When you see companies give back, really particularly to our young children, this is the future of our country. And if we can set them up for success just like us, we are beginning to become the role model that they look up to us to be.
Blair Athol Golf and Equestrian Estate, what used to be Mr. Player's farm, played host to the event for the first time.
We're the highest ranked course in Gauteng. So that's really something that we're extremely proud of. And this event with Citadel is definitely one of them, and a big highlight to have two legends, Mr. Player himself coming back home, and of course the artist Mr. Ronan Keating and his family coming out to support their two wonderful charities.
Blair Athol it's really, showing its beauty. It's gorgeous out here, and the wildlife coming out to greet us. It's the springboks on the last hole. We've had everything come out, the monkeys. It's just magical out here today.
As part of the unforgettable day, guests were afforded the opportunity to engage in meaningful conversation with South Africa's greatest ever sportsman at Blair Athol's signature par 3 third hole.
We're privileged to have someone like Gary Player, who represents South Africa around the world and has done so for so many years, and his energy, his attitude and his commitment to this country has been phenomenal.
Being here in the presence of Mr. Player and Ronan Keating, especially for us supporting wonderful charities that Mr. Player is a patron of, the Blair Athol School, and Citadel, having put this up, being the host, just all wonderful. All in all, a good day, having fun with good people.
Charity is always, it's always a good thing. And for them to be supporting, to taking the time out in their busy schedules, we appreciate that.
I've met very interesting people, new people, but more importantly, being able to play a hole with Gary Player is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I think what Citadel, in conjunction with Gary Player and Ronan Keating, are doing is saying to everyone that there's a massive need, always, around the world. But in South Africa, we've got a real ability to be able to make a change. And everyone thinks there's just so much to be done, but every little bit helps. And I think they're proving that you can do a lot with just a small group of people that can change a huge amount of people's lives.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Citadel inspires, with South African children being at the forefront of the company's efforts. The success of the event helps to ensure the sustainability of the Blair Athol pre-primary school, which Mr. Player and his late wife Vivian started in 1990, and remains a beacon of hope and prosperity for many families in the area.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
This school started 30 years ago, and one of the sad things with my wife, she died in Philadelphia just on plus minus 3 years ago. And she died in my arms, which was a very strange feeling. And the second last thing she said to me, please, Gabby, she called me Gabby, make sure the school goes on in perpetuity. And it was so remarkable that, you know, I know how she loved the school, but when you're dying and you get that message, it's very prevalent, isn't it?
You know, they had a vision to create change within this school, to be able to get funding to make this school self-sustainable, and we are helping with that. We're coming on board on that journey to be able to create that. If we come here and you experience what these kids are going through on a daily basis, but also the joy that they show, you know, then you see change, then you see impact.
This little light of mine, this little light of mine.
Having Mr. Player is a cherry on top. Mr. Player and his wife played a big role over the years since we started. The kids make the place so special because they are life to this place. Without kids, we couldn't have done it. Without having kids every day, but without the love that they show to us, that they give to us, it's like there wouldn't be Blair at all.
It's purely for the kids. The kids you'll always hear them laughing. That's the one thing that stands out for me here is there's always kids' laughter that you can hear. It doesn't matter what type of day, it can be scorching hot or it can be freezing cold, you'll always see a happy face somewhere.
And did you see when I arrived here today, this little kid came up there and 3 of them came up. And you can't explain to people the joy you get out of changing people's lives.
I think he's a great example, not only how to be an unbelievable sportsman, but also how to be a philanthropist. And it's, you know, the foundation is all in the care that he has and I suppose the love that he has for the youth and for South Africa.
If you think about the teachers that's been here for 33 years and 19 years and 18 years, it's almost like their father's coming home. And the energy that he brings is so happy and it's welcoming.
Mr. Player has talked, you know, so fondly about this school to me for so long. And I've seen the films that we've played at the events every year, but to actually get a feel and see, you know, the money that we raise at the golf event and at the gala, where it goes, it's incredible. I mean, there's 3, 4, 5-year-old kids running around. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, as well as older kids, but you know, I can really connect, you know, with the parents and understand how special it is to see their children getting this education, getting this sort of care, how important that would be also to the parents, and it's really special what they're doing here.
There's something about the teachers here that I haven't found anywhere. They're passionate, they're dedicated, they're independent, they run this place like a well-oiled machine. It really isn't something that you can compare to any other school that I've ever been in, and I've been in the education field for the past 22 years.
There's one teacher here that went to the school as a little baby, and she's a school teacher here today. Isn't that remarkable? But these teachers have got a special place in heaven. They're molding these young children's characters to be the best.
My father's role model. It was an honor to dance with you. I was so happy. I was so excited dancing with him. I didn't expect that, but I'm so honored. I'm so overjoyed.
Susie,
the one
also,
who was dancing.
The one who was dancing. She started
here.
also here. We teach her. And then today she's a teacher here at school. And then it's amazing. Some of them, they do come here and then they appreciate what you have done to us. We now are grown-up people, and then we know the responsibility because you taught us how to be responsible and then how to take care of other people, not thinking of that themselves. They're also thinking of the other people.
It was an amazing journey because I was once a student here, then I came and volunteered, and then I got interested in kids. First, I wanted to be a social worker, but then since I was volunteering, I thought I should go here of teaching, and it was amazing.
It's creating the South Africa we want, and we do that through the Citadel Philanthropy Foundation, giving back, not just in terms of money, but also being able to help in terms of the financial management of these foundations, and then finding organisations that does unbelievable work, like here at the Blair Athol School, where they do the implementations.
We both chosen these different charities, but both of us together are still working together, Gary and I, for both charities. So I'm as excited to come here and see, the money that we've raised and where it's gone to such good use as Gary has for the Red Cross Hospital in Cape Town.
I think for us it's important that it's a thoughtful process. The process of giving is an important one, but it's important to make it a thoughtful process so that eventually you can create massive impact. And when you come to a school like this and you see the impact that it has created, to see the joy on the faces of the kids, to see the success rate of the school, I think then we're creating massive impact, and then we're creating change within South Africa.
Hello, cutie. Beautiful singing and dancing. Nice work.
One of our future stars.
There you go. Well, that's what it's all about.
Since inception in 2013, the Citadel Philanthropy Foundation, the first donor-advised fund of its kind in South Africa, has received more than 50 million rand and has paid out almost 46 million rand towards deserving beneficiaries. Bringing the curtain down on another show-stopping Citadel event was the annual gala function that welcomed more than 200 guests.
Well, it's certainly the major event in Citadel's calendar, I can say that much. And really what it's about is just about having a lot of fun but doing good at the same time. The last 5 we've held in the Western Cape, and they've been great and they've been successful. So out of tonight specifically, we've moved it to Gauteng for the first time, and I really hope that the Gautengers embrace this initiative of ours and they buy into it and they really have a good evening and time. And this certainly means that we'll, continue with perpetuity, up here.
Irish singer Ronan Keating showcased his talents in an intimate setting, leaving those in attendance with a feeling of hope for South Africa. Together with Mr. Player, the duo made it a memorable occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the legend, Mr. Gary Player.
We don't make a party out of loving. We like holding hands and pitching woo. We don't let our hair grow long and shaggy. Like the hippies out in San Francisco do.
By moving this event around the country is to try and get a nationwide awareness and to try and create a national base, if I can put it like that. Collaboration. Bluntly, we're in a war. We're in a war against poverty. We're in a war to fight for the future of our children, and if I may say so, South Africa. And we all know that to win any war, you need lots of collaboration. There's a commonality and a common purpose. We're all very passionate about South Africa. I mean, if you take, for example, a guy like Ronan, he comes all the way to South Africa from the UK. I mean, he's Irish by nature, birth, and he comes to South Africa to raise money for South Africa. So I think that, there's a passion about this country. We know Mr. Player's legacy and passion for South Africa. And, Citadel is a proudly South African business. We're here to stay. So I think, those 3 things together, and again, us using them as a catalyst. I mean, we provide the foundation, the structure, which really is a springboard, which enables us to use them in a way to go and help tell our story.
Wealth management specialists Citadel united with Mr. Player and Keating and raised just over 2.2 million rand for South African children in need. The proceeds are managed and distributed by the Citadel Philanthropy Foundation.